Hi, welcome to ExamPadi. Our topic today is force, and at the end of this lesson, you will be able to 1. Explain force as a push or pull. 2. Explore the different examples of forces like gravitational force, frictional force, and magnetic force. 3. Demonstrate the impact of force on an object. 4. Explain frictional force. 5. Describe the effects of friction. And 6. List the advantages and disadvantages of friction. First, what is force? A force is an action that changes or maintains the motion of a body or object. Simply stated, a force is a push or a pull. Forces can change an object's speed, its direction, and even its shape. Pushing a door open, pulling it closed, and stretching out a rubber band are examples of actions that require force. Now here are some evidence of force. 1. The force of a bat on a ball. 2. The force of your foot pushing the pedal of a bicycle. 3. The force of a magnet on a pin when the magnet pulls the pin towards itself. 4. The stretching of a spring on a balance. And 5. The force of your hand when you pull the door to open. Some examples of forces are 1. Gravitational force. Gravitational force is a force that attracts any two objects with mass. We call the gravitational force attractive because it always tries to pull masses together. It never pushes them apart. In fact, every object, including you, is pulling on every other object in the universe. This is called Newton's universal law of gravitation. Number 2. Magnetic force. It is a force that exists between two magnets caused by the interaction of their magnetic fields. This force causes the magnets to either attract or repel one another. And the next is frictional force. This is a force that opposes the motion of moving objects. For example, where do you think you can walk easily? On a rough surface or a smooth surface? Or better still, let's ask the question in a different way. Where do you think you can walk easily? On the road or on ice? The answer will obviously be on the road. Now if you think about these two surfaces, the surface of the road is rough, whereas the surface of the ice is smooth. When the surfaces that are touching each other are rough, more friction is produced. And when the surfaces that are touching each other are smooth, less friction is produced. That is why walking on the road is easier than walking on ice. Examples of friction in our daily life. Number 1. Walking. When we walk on the ground or floor, it is the frictional force that is responsible for holding our feet to the ground, so we do not slip. But it is difficult to walk on floors that are slippery because there is less friction. Number 2. Writing. While writing, the tip of the pen is in contact with the paper surface, which produces rolling friction in the case of ballpoint pen or sliding friction in the case of a pencil. 3. Lighting a matchstick. A matchstick lightens when its tip is rubbed against a rough surface that imparts high friction. Number 4. Driving the vehicle on a surface. When a vehicle is on the road, friction is present between the wheels and the road that opposes the forward motion of the vehicle. Hence, the vehicle avoids skidding. Other examples are flying of aeroplanes, drilling a nail into a wall, sliding on a garden slide. What are the effects of friction? The effects of friction are 1. Friction enables us to walk, to run, and play. 2. It helps our vehicles to accelerate and decelerate and even stop. 3. It produces noise during any kind of operation. 4. It causes wear and tear. 5. Heat generated from friction can cause ignition or start up. 6. It causes your synovial joint to move. And 7. It produces heat that warms us and also helps us in heating other objects. Now let's talk about the advantages of friction. Some advantages of friction are 1. It enables us to move freely. 2. It helps support a ladder on a wall. 3. It makes possible the transfer of energy from one form to another. 4. Objects can be piled up without slipping. And 5. brakes of vehicle work better with friction. Disadvantages of friction. 1. Friction causes wear and tear of machines. 2. It leads to energy loss and wastage. 3. It decreases the life expectancy of moving parts of vehicles. 4. Noise production is irritating. And 5. Greasing and oiling to overcome friction cause lots of money and effort. We've come to the end of this lesson. Try out these following questions to test your knowledge on this topic. 1. Define force. 2. Mention 2 examples of force. 3. Mention 2 effects of force. 4. Define friction. 5. State 2 advantages and disadvantages of friction. 6. Mention 2 ways friction affects you. And 7. List 5 examples of friction in our daily life. See you in the next lesson. Bye.